Now, other interesting business news, you have Porsche saying they're going to develop their first EV sports car, which I didn't throw up in my mouth, but it certainly tastes acidic. Now, this is going to be specifically for the 2025 Porsche 918 Cayman slash Boxster, as some might call it. Now, their Cayman is a more economical sports car, and the engine is slightly more to the middle. There's a lot of nuances. The Porsche many people aspire to get is the 911. That's been the staple of the sports car community for decades, quite literally. And it is interesting to see them make this pivotal move. This is also going to be the first Porsche on the, and I'm looking at a quote here, quote, the Volkswagen Group's PPE platform. That means that almost nothing will carry over from the current Porsche Cayman 918. The chassis balance will remain the same because the battery will occupy most of the space next to the firewall where the engine is today. It's almost like they're removing the heart from the vehicle. I almost feel that right now in real time. That's not part of the quote. Get back to the quote. It's going to be where the engine is today to ensure the car's current mid-engine handling will remain intact. A 900-volt electrical architecture will ensure the fastest DC charging, unquote. It's one of those things where there's a time and place for everything. EVs certainly have their application, especially if you're transporting very light materials. There's a lot of people speculating around EV semi-trucks based on the application. They may or may not make sense. But people don't buy a Porsche because it's the fastest car on the planet or it has 1,000 horsepower. That's never really been the intention of the brand. It's all, they understood and they've learned this lesson because of the customer feedback and the overwhelming demand for having that third pedal, also known as a stick shift, also known as the pinnacle of automotive experience. If you haven't experienced that, I implore you to go find out. Go experience that as soon as possible. And if you have, again, I'm not a financial analyst or a financial expert, but if you have a plethora of cash in your bank account, you want to have some fun, get a new car with the stick shift because there's less and less of them every single day, unfortunately. Now, it looks like not only are they changing the drivetrain, but the cost is going to go up, of course. So it looks like this is current estimates, of course. This is years out. Suppliers and the components can change, overhead can change. But it looks like they're estimating that this EV version will cost $15,000 more than the current base Porsche 718. So not only are you paying an astronomical, to me, 15 grand is a lot of money, especially if you're paying that much of a delta to get an EV, which again, with the current technology we have, will not last long. This is the business blunder of the day perhaps for Porsche. Make a new car. Call it something else. Diversify into a new product line if you must. But it's one of those things where if you look at the Facebook forums and the automotive community, one of the nice things about Porsche with the one glaring issue being the IMF bearing from one of the old Porsche 911s, they're usually pretty reliable thanks because it has an internal combustion engine. If you look on Facebook, a 2001 or 2003 Porsche 911 still goes for sometimes 6 figures. They hold their value partially because they're robust, the technology is proven, and it's a fun experience. So it is sad to see the Germans acquiescing to more and more EV technology and more accurately, or in my point, taking one of your most popular vehicles and turning it into an EV. It's one of those things where get creative, start a new car that's EV from the ground up. Give the customers what they want. And unfortunately, with the automotive industry, I know there's a lot of regulations globally in the United States, and they're doing this primarily because of government interference and regulations. And hopefully that changes. But as the Magic 8 Ball usually says, outlook, not so good. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers, so every time you subscribe, it really helps the channel out. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. The feedback is greatly appreciated. We've made the show better and better thanks to your input, whether it's me pontificating more hand gestures, or putting images on the screens in front of me so I can try to keep more eye contact. All the feedback really helps me make the channel better and better. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your coworkers, tell your friends, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.